Welcome to Sarasota, where the 2022 P1 Offshore and Aquacross Championship saw a double bill of powerboat racing and 2 days of world-class marine motorsport action at the 37th Annual Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix on Southwest Florida's Gulf Coast, where over 90 competitors locked horns off Lido Beach in the Class 1, Supercat, Superstock and other classes, in addition to the excitement of Aquacross racing. Sarasota County provides the quintessential white sand beach getaway with golden sunsets and a very vibrant social and artistic scene. There are exceptional dining options and an exciting nightlife that makes this an idyllic place to visit year-round. The weekend kicked off with a block party sponsored by CMR Construction and Roofing as the teams assembled downtown for the traditional boat parade, and fans got a chance to see the juggernauts up close and also meet some of the drivers. CMR Construction and Roofing is the sponsor of last year's Superstock Championship winning team, comprised of Sean Tarente and Sean Connor.
Last year was our first year. We came out of the gate pretty strong. Won 5 out of 7 races in the APBA championship. So obviously when renewal came up, we were happy to renew with Sean, happy to renew with P1, and we're now in a multi-year deal with P1. Brand new boat, so when we raced in Cocoa Beach had a few problems and caused some problems for Lake of the Ozarks, but I think we got everything dialed in. We're ready to roll now.
Now let's see what happened in the Superstock category. There were 10 teams in the highly competitive Superstock category in Sarasota, with some new teams and sponsors. Father and son outfits Steel Offshore Racing and Jackhammer Boat were leading the points going into Sarasota. The green steel boat with driver Dominic Steele and throttleman Julian Maldonado won the last round in the Lake of the Ozarks. They had also been in P2 for the first few laps of Thunder on Cocoa Beach in round 1 and are gearing up to be a threat this year. Also off to a great start was Julian Maldonado's father, Ricky Maldonado, with throttleman Reese Langheim in their Jackhammer boat. They won in Cocoa Beach and were beaten only by Ricky's son in Lake of the Ozarks in round 2.
Everything good. We're able to maintain a lot of speed all the way around the track. The quarters are really wide, so we are very happy with what we got. We were able to get to the top RPM, maintain it all the way around. Very consistently. We did quite a few laps, tried 2 different setups, and this last setup is the setup. I think it's going to be really hard to beat tomorrow.
Defending 2021 champions Sean Connor and Sean Tarente of CMR were off to a rocky start in the first 2 rounds. Could they put their troubles behind them and get back to winning ways in Sarasota?
We don't have any room for error left, let's put it that way, right? We gotta win a bunch of races, and that needs to start here. So, the good thing is we don't have really much to lose. We can just go for wins. The bad thing is we got some points to make up.
Always a force to be reckoned with is LPC with driver Anthony Smith and throttleman Lauren Peters. They were 3rd on points with a runner-up finish in round 1.
Yeah, we got a good shot tomorrow. We're going to be pole position 1. Since we got knocked out last race, that put us in first pole position, which should give us an advantage going to the first corner. If everybody holds their lane, give us a good opportunity to finish in a good position.
The S43 boat is back under new sponsorship in their sleek Celsius boat with driver Christopher Hopgood and throttleman Ryan Beckley.
First time racing a cat was with Ryan last year, and we fell in love with it, and we decided to buy this boat, which is 2015 Doug Wright, and got into ourselves into a partnership with Celsius, which is the 3rd largest energy drink company in the U.S.
We definitely want to go forward, and it's going to be bumpy here. Bumpy and hot, which slows everybody down. Motors don't like running in the heat. So everybody will be on a pretty level field, and we're going to start right in the middle of the pack. So should get through the first turn all right, and then move forward from there.
The course in Sarasota is a 9-pin oval circuit that is 6 miles long and runs along Lido Beach.
This course has got some big high-speed sweepers, so Throttleman, really has the throttles down all the way. Gives me just enough to get the boat around the buoys, and yeah, it's a driver's course. You want to make the turn, but you don't want to scrub too much speed.
You know, they have the long stretch on the outside. There's always some holes on you when you turn on that north corner because we have the sand shoals coming out by the inlet there. So that's where you just, you know, we build our speed coming into the inside after we pass that. But, you know, you never know. You just get one of those flyers and, you know, make sure your weight's right, and we got to fly it right. So it's most important.
Love this course. We've raced this here for 35 years. Sarasota is like the best venue there is because the town comes out and we feel like we're giving something back to the community.
Round 3 of the 2022 Superstock Championship in Sarasota. 10 boats ready to hit the water off Lido Beach.
We got 7th edition this time. We got professional plumbing onto our inside, jackhammer to our outside. You know, Billy Moore and myself, we're going to come out here and give it all we can to go for number 1. You know, we got a good setup. We got dialed in yesterday. I know we have a chance here today. We're going to go for it.
Following a rule change just the day before, teams had to carefully adjust their boat weights for optimum balance and speed on the water, and also to meet minimum class requirements to avoid being DQ'd.
Well, we did the math and we went in a light. If we raced the way we did right now, we'd come out a little light. So what we're doing is I'm putting 50 pounds on each side so we remain legal on the way out of the crane. That's why they weigh us going in, because we knew we had to go in at, like, let's call it 49.50, because when we burn the fuel off, we know that we're going to come out at a certain, and if we come out light, then we get DQ'd, and we don't want to do that. So, and we had to tell the officials that we're putting weight in the boat because they write down how much the boat weighs going in so they can do their math at their end to see if anybody's being a little fugazi out here. Not that boat racers would ever do that.
A lot of pressure today. I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself because we come here to win, and that's what we show up for. That's what we're aiming for, and you know, anything less than that isn't really acceptable.
It's a little bit bumpier than we expected, so we're going to move some weight around and get ready for a rough water battle. Hopefully not as rough as Cocoa Beach. I'm feeling confident. I'm a little upset with the rule change, but I understand, you know, that we got to go with what the class wants, and we'll work around it and make it work.
As the fleet of 10 Superstock boats motor out onto the circuit, the crowds line Lido Beach in anticipation of the race. The rolling start under a yellow flag in rougher than expected conditions as boats line up ready for the green flag. And there it is, the race begins. Big East shoots out of the line. Great start for the Canadian team. Also an excellent start for CMR's Torrente and Connor. This is a very competitive and closely matched fleet of boats in the Superstock. All boats within just boat lengths of each other on that starting straightaway to the commitment buoy. The field is tightly packed, the waves are big, the conditions very rough as the boats bob and weave through to the first turn, struggling to keep the boats level. Big East leads the pack on their way to the first turn, but in the melee they lose control and barrel roll. They come to a stop, floating upside down. The rescue boats and helicopters speed over, the red flag goes up and the race is stopped. Cole Liebel and Gary Ballock are thankfully unhurt, but their race is over.
Great start. We're right there with everybody else, probably a boat or two in front of everybody, or, you know, it was like a horse race like this, and hit a wave and the boat went in the nose and it just kind of bow steered. As you can see, if you look at the motors, that'll tell you where the engines were when it went over. So they were straight, okay? So we just hit a wave, it bow steered and took it off to the right, and the wallet went through the blender.
Went over, didn't feel too hard. Canopy's nice and safe in this boat, so everything's good. Got out nicely, Gary waited for me, got me out, so we're all good. So it would be my first time rolling over. Hopefully not doing it too many more times.
With the debris cleared off the circuit, the boats get back in line ready for the restart. And the green flag is up. The remaining 9 boats lock horns yet again on the opening drag race. The field is packed tight yet again with LPC carrying good speed on the inside. But it's Jackhammer that begins to pull ahead of the pack, followed closely on the outside by CMR, then Atlas and LPC. It's Jackhammer first to the commitment buoy, and then it's LPC behind them with the inside lane advantage in P2. In a replay of round 1, Jackhammer and LPC duel for the lead, renewing their rivalry from Cocoa Beach with the lead changed hands several times throughout the race. But disaster struck, this time for Steele. Their number 3 boat flipping on that rough starting straightaway and now belly up and bobbing in the waves. But Dominic Steele and Julian Maldonado were unhurt. And just down the field, the CMR boat was floating right side up but in pieces, its nose end detached and floating. Connor and Torrente were also unharmed. That was another red flag and the race was cancelled due to too much debris on the course.
We were trying to get on the inside on the turn. We knew they were going to close the door, so I tried to push it and get there first. And we stood it up, walked it on its side, and over it went.
A lot of hours ahead in the workshop for those teams. Shame for everyone.
Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug. Today we were the bug. So boat came apart. It happens. We had a really good setup. We were out front with Jackhammer on the start. Had 2 really great starts because of the first crash. But it is what it is. We'll go back to the drawing board, build a new boat, and see what we got. Honestly, it was just a normal flyer. Took a little bit of a flyer, tripped the tail. Nothing out of the ordinary. It should have just touched and kept going, and it just disintegrated. So, sorry, it just disintegrated. There we go. All right, good.
That was a lot of drama in a race without a single completed lap. And that's all she wrote for the Superstocks. Tough break for them in Sarasota. In addition to the Supercats, Superstocks and Class 1 races, there were 2 other races with 7 different classes competing, and here are their results. In the bracket Class 400, the winning boat was Predator Stallman Motorsports with driver Dean Stallman and Nate Hunt on throttle. Bracket Class 500 went to Team Woody Racing with JJ Turk driving and throttleman Michael Stanko. Bracket Class 600 saw Powerhouse Racing win, with Nelson Sawyer in the driver's seat and Damon Marotta Jr. on throttle. Bracket Class 700 was won by Offshore Omi's Prevail, with driver Ben Osypian and throttleman Joe Morawski. In the 450R factory stock class, Clover Motorsports took the win, with driver Randy Keys and throttleman Billy Allen. Stock V champions were LSB Hurricane of Awesomeness with driver Britt Lilly and Jay Muller on the throttle. And finally, to the delight of local fans, the Mod V class winner, Sarasota-based boat floater, with father and son team drivers Stephen and Steve Kildall on throttle.
Yeah, it was a great day here. We're the hometown race team here in Sarasota, Florida. First place in Modified V. Doesn't get much better than that. Great competition all day. It was a little bumpy out there, but we had a good setup for it and just led wire to wire and got the checkered flag, so it was a great day.
The championship was still wide open as 7 teams raced in the Supercat category. These giant catamarans are powered by twin 750 horsepower inboard engines and have fully enclosed canopies. Points leaders going into Sarasota was MCON's Tyler Miller and Myrick Coyle.
Stop number 3, Sarasota 2022. And, finishing up with race 1 and race 2, we finished 2nd place in Sarasota. We finished 1st overall lake race about a month ago. And continuing on here to Sarasota, rough water, Cocoa Beach, leading into what we thought might be a calm water race here in Sarasota. But as always, it's a little bumpy out there in testing today. Had some good numbers. We're really excited and looking forward to race day tomorrow.
SV Offshore's Simon Prevost and Vinny Diorio were ready to build on their runner-up finish in the Ozarks in round 2, which boosted them up to 2nd on the points board.
We went to Lake of the Ozark, and we ended up finishing 2nd there and come out of there with a lot of momentum and a lot of a lot of enthusiasm with our team because we're getting our boat to really run good.
Third place on the points board was Pro Floors Racing's Wayne Valder and Grant Brueggemann after their round 1 third place finish in Cocoa Beach, then a 5th place finish in Lake of the Ozarks in round 2. WHM Motorsports was also a powerhouse, led by owner-driver Billy Moff, who overcame his health issues to return to the cockpit with throttleman Jay Mueller.
I had 10 inches of my colon cut out, so I had to wear a colostomy bag. 10 inches of my colon cut out because Billy Moff didn't listen and got a colonoscopy when Billy Moff should have got a colonoscopy. Because I'm Billy Moff, I'm invincible. Guess what? I ain't invincible. But boy, did I learn a lesson.
There were also 2 new teams. Number 8 Justice League as driver Don Urfer and Richard Davis on throttle. And Liquor Split is driven by John Paul Amons and has Jim McIntyre on throttle. Round 3 of the Supercats, 7 boats revved and ready for the Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix as teams completed last-minute adjustments and finalized setups.
Finally back, happy to get the boat in the water, hometown Sarasota. Gonna bring the boat out and send it, debut it, see what it's made of, and see where we stand with the guys.
The New Zealanders of Pro Floors Racing, Wayne Valder and Grant Brueggemann, were looking to turn their season around.
Yeah, today we're in pole position, which is a big benefit for us to get that inside lane closest to the start boat. As long as we have a good run down to the first buoy there, we should come around in first place, and then from there we can change lanes and race from there. So we're hoping for a good clean start and get out front quick.
And you know, a win today for us would be fantastic. Put us back on, back at the top with the points again, which is where we really want to be.
Radel were looking to get points on the board. Can SV Offshore keep their great run going after their podium in the Lake of the Ozarks in round 2? Crowds once again lined the shores of Lido Beach to watch the race unfold. The 7-boat fleet headed out onto the course and lined up in preparation for the running start.
We're starting to move. Everyone get in your appropriate lanes. Everyone get in your appropriate lane.
Encon keeping an eye on their pace in anticipation of the green flag. The boats are in position, the green flag is up, the race is on. Great and well-timed acceleration from WHM Motorsports as Billy Moff and Jay Mueller go all out at the start. And from the SV Offshore onboard camera, we watch WHM peel away to the starboard. Fantastic start for Moff and Mueller, the yellow boat way out in the lead on the straightaway to the commitment buoy. A more gradual acceleration from NZ11 Pro Floors Racing, who appear to have chosen top speed over acceleration in their prop setup as they leave SV Offshore behind. But the star of the start of this race in Sarasota is no doubt WHM, but can they keep it up as they are given chase by NZ11 in second? Meanwhile, on the outside is Mcon, who are head-to-head with WHM, opting for a very different path to the commitment buoy. Let's see how it pans out. What a move from Mcon as they find the speed in the cleaner water outside to jump ahead and beat the other 6 boats to the commitment buoy as WHM drop to second and then find themselves getting overhauled by Pro Floors Racing as WHM drop to third. As the boats come round the first turn, it's Mcon in the lead, followed by Pro Floors Racing in the NZ11 boat in second, and then Graydell moving up to third as WHM continue to drop to fourth. Brilliant start from Mcon, who've already built a lead on the rest of the pack. NZ11 settled into second behind Mcon. WHM fights for third position with Graydell as they try to turn around their fortunes after a brilliant start. But Graydell has the superior top speed as they lock third. Boats spread out all over the wide straightaway, some opting for outside cleaner water, some preferring to keep it tight on the inside. While WHM keep up their pursuit of third, they find SV Offshore moving up on them on the inside. SV Offshore's Simon Prevost and Vinny Diorio looking to continue their podium finishing streak after round 2. Meanwhile, out in the lead, it was MCon opening their gap over the rest of the field and looking like they were in complete control. One more lap down and the top 3 boats look to be opening their gap over the rest of the field as MCon, Pro Floors Racing and Gradel comprise the lead trio. In the 450R stock class, which is run simultaneously with Supercats, it's Clover Motorsports' Randy Keys and Billy Allen leading over MTI's father and daughter pair of Randy and Taylor Schism. In their first race of the season is Liquor Split's John Paul Amons and Jim McIntyre, who find themselves in 6th behind SV Offshore Racing. By the end of lap 4, MCon still leads, but NZ11 Pro Floors has been gradually reducing the gap and crawling their way closer with their excellent top speed and consistency. NZ11 Pro Floors wildly off the race line on the outside, but they find clean water to augment their top speed in their pursuit of MCon. The Kiwis of Pro Floors Racing gaining incredible speed on the outside as they bring their plan into action, cutting back across the course and then proceeding to leave MCon in their wake in one fell swoop. Brilliant move from Valder and Brueggemann with the NZ11 Pro Floors Racing boat, the new leaders. Pro Floors Racing played their hand well, biding their time, building speed and momentum, thinking out the entire race, and their strategy has paid off very well indeed as they then proceed to lap the number 8 boat, Justice League. Bad luck for Liquor Split, Amons and McIntyre out with mechanical issues. Still going strong in 3rd position is Gradel as Chris Grant and Billy Moore keep pace with the lead pack. SV Offshore was in 5th position, not what they were looking for, but it gets worse for Prevost and Diorio as they break down and find themselves out of the race, reducing the field to 5 boats. Out in the lead, looking out of reach of the rest of the field is NZ11 Pro Floors as they lap the 450R stock boat MTI. Pro Floors might even lap WHM, which is in their sights. The white flag goes up indicating the last lap of the race. MCon still in 2nd position, giving chase to Pro Floors, but a runner-up finish will not be too shabby. Gradel are on point for a 3rd place finish, but with just half a lap left in the race, disaster strikes. Grant and Moore find themselves struggling as they lose power. They slow down, seemingly running on one engine. WHM pounces and takes 3rd, moving up a position for the first time since the opening lap. The winners of the Sarasota Grand Prix, Pro Floors Racing, with a well-deserved victory for Wayne Valder and Grant Brueggemann as they take the checkered flag. Good runner-up finish for MCon's Myrick Coyle and Tyler Miller, and 3rd place goes to WHM Motorsports. Bad luck for Gradel, but at least they managed to hold on for 4th, then Justice League, SV Offshore and Liquor Split.
Once we did a couple laps, figured out where I could let this thing eat a little bit and get the tunnel flap going, we just went to the lead, and then we had our own course to run.
Yeah.
So open water.
Once you get that clean water, you're away. So it was a battle to get there. Those guys played a pretty hard game for us to catch them. But once we worked out what we wanted, we took them on the outside, and that was us. We were away.
No stopping us now.
Yeah, you know, the boat was set up very well. We ran in first for 4, 5, 6 laps. I don't recall exactly when Pro Floors from New Zealand got around us, but hats off to them. You know, it's a battle of attrition with these boats, and lap 6 or 7, we started feeling a little bit of a vibration in the boat, and it just started coming on worse and worse and worse throughout the last 3 laps of the race. So, you know, hey, 2nd place finish, podium finish, that's all we can ask for. Keep charging towards them points, and, you know, here we go, on to the next one, but congratulations, hats off to Pro Floors. Yeah.
Listen, I was happy to see Red Day Bond.
Yeah, right.
Not like, man, that sucks. I went like, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, right.
Thank you, not bad. Number three, that's okay, man. We're in the money, Gotta be in the money, that's what's gotta be, in the money.
No stopping us now.
Give it up for your Supercat champion.
In the overall results after the Cocoa Beach and Sarasota races, Graydell and NZ11 Pro Floors are tied for first at 190 points. Just 1 point ahead of MCon in third, and SV Offshore is fourth with 128 points. And that completes the 37th Sarasota Powerboat Grand Prix. See you at the next round in St. Petersburg, Florida.